On the other side of the world, in Guatemala, we support 3 young women at a school for indigenous students. Indigenous people are the most disadvantaged and underserved group in Latin America. The school, called Miguel Ángel Asturias Academy, sprang from the personal experience of founder Jorge Chojolan. Jorge explains his vision in Spanish. Let me translate. When we founded the school in 1995, we had a big dream. We wanted to begin a school system throughout Guatemala that would produce critical thinking students. I faced problems of racism because of my last name and my accent. Since then, I've always thought about how it could be that other indigenous people wouldn't face the same problems. We work with basic themes each month. We have themes like gender, pollution, health, ecology, education, courtesy, human rights, racism, corruption, and discrimination. We don't want our students to think like the rest of our society thinks, that women are meant to marry and they are not meant to study, and that men are meant to study, but only to a certain grade, and then they should go to work. Last year, we introduced you to Vanessa. She touched us with her beautiful thank you letter, explaining how she wants to be a doctor who serves the poor. Vanessa continues to pursue that goal. Last summer, she volunteered at a mobile health clinic, taking medical histories from patients who lined up for care. Vanessa and our sponsored student, Yoselin, also educated illiterate mothers about nutrition. Here is Vanessa's touching thank you letter from last year. I am very grateful to GenDAP for helping me. I want to show everyone that the help I am getting this is worth it. One of my greatest dreams is to be a great doctor, so I can help those who need it and do not have the means to pay for medicine. Our last education program, Invisible Children Uganda, was founded by a woman who is now a legend in northern Uganda. Her name is Jolly Andruville. Jolly was a teenager when the notorious warlord Joseph Kony and his Lord's Resistance Army ravaged the countryside. She was kidnapped and held for 2 years, forced to work as a child soldier by day and a sex slave by night. Luckily, Jolly managed to escape, eventually returning to school for the education she had missed. The education made all the difference in her life. After graduating, she worked for several large NGOs and then founded several nonprofits herself. Jolly emphasizes girls' education because women are so vulnerable and oppressed in Uganda. To date, Jolly has educated almost 2,000 girls. In 2005, she was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. The Gendercide Awareness Project supports 20 of Jolly's students, but we'll just meet one. Acero. Acero is just 14 years old, but at that tender age, she approaches her studies with drive and energy. Acero writes, I want to be a doctor because I want to give advice to young girls who are still in school on how to avoid getting HIV and AIDS. I want to be a doctor because most girls get early pregnancy because they don't know how to avoid it. And if my dreams come true, I will be controlling them on how to avoid it. I want to be a doctor because people in our community suffer from diseases and there is no doctor who can give first aid. That is the woman I want to be because we are in a competitive world. Acero, may your dream come true. We'll continue to support you.
It's because of all this that we educate girls in developing countries. Education is the great fixer. It pulls a girl out of poverty. It makes her self-reliant. It delays marriage. It delays childbearing. It prevents labor trafficking. It prevents sex trafficking. And, importantly for us, it helps to end gendercide.